Very good evening to all of you. Today, 4th August 2024, we are going to discuss some of the important articles from Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution divided into several parts. Part 1 deals with union and territory. Article ranges from 1 to 4. Part 2 deals with citizenship and Article 5 to 11. Part 3 deals with fundamental right, Article 12 to 35. You should remember all these articles. Directive principle of state policies, DPSP we will call them. Part 4 of the Indian Constitution deals with DPSPs. 36 to 51 articles are there. Even Part 4A, it included in Constitutional Amendment Act 42, 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act in 1976. These fundamental duties have been included. Article 51A has been introduced. Part 5 deals with union. Part 6 deals with states. Union article ranges from 52 to 151 and 152 to 237 for states. First schedule repealed by 7th Constitutional Amendment Act and states in the Part B. So that deals with the Part 8 and Part 7. Part 8 deals with UTs, Union Territories 239 to 242. And we have discussed Article 239AA deals with the National Capital Region of Delhi. Part 9 deals with Panchayat, Article 243 to 243O. Part 9A, Municipalities. Part 9B, Cooperative Societies, 243O, and then 243P to ZG, and then ZH to H to A. This 244 H to ZT, P to ZG, and H to ZT. Then part 10 deals with scheduled and tribal areas, Article 244 and 244A. Part 11, relation between union and center, union and states, basically 245 to 263. Part 12 deals with finance, property, contracts and suits, Article 264 to 300A. Part 13 deals with trade, commerce, intercourse within territory of India, Article 301 to 307. Part 14 deals with services under union and the states, Article 308 to 323. Part 14A deals with tribunals, Article 323A, 323AB. We have discussed, Finance Act, what they did. They have altered conditions of the tribunals and all, and even recent Supreme Court judgment is going on this. So basically, to curtail judicial powers. Part 15 deals with Election Commission of India. You might be knowing Election Commission of India, Article 324. Now it deals with Article 324 to 329A. Part 16 deals with special provisions to certain classes, 330 to 342. Article 340 deals with the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and those areas. Part 17 deals with official language, 343 to 351. Emergency provisions, three emergencies are there. National emergency, presidential rule plus financial emergency. These articles we will discuss. 352 to 360 articles. Miscellaneous, whatever they have included, that is under part 19. So article 361 to 367. And part 20 deals with amendment to the constitution. Part 21 deals with the temporary, transitional, special provisions. Amendment of the constitution, it is done under 368. Amendment of the constitution is a basic structure, and Supreme Court made it a basic structure, so Parliament cannot take away by sake of amending the constitution. Temporary, transitional and special provisions included in 21. 22, short title, commencement, authoritative text like Hindi, and their repeals, 393 to 395. These things will be discussed basically. So without further delay, first thing, part 1 deals with union and territories. Article 1 tells about our name of the nation is Bharat, and area of the union. And Article 3 talks about making the new states, changing the area, borders, names within the existing states. Let us suppose say India. Now they want to recently, in 2013, they have bifurcated Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. The bifurcation happened because Article 3. So why the bifurcation happens? Can India be broken into small part? No. States can be broken several times, but nation cannot be broken. That is called indestructible union of destructible states. India is a indestructible union with a destructible state. State can be divided several times for administrative purpose, even for governance purpose, but center cannot be. Part 10, Article 10 deals with your citizenship rights continue, and Article 11 deals with the Parliament to control citizenship right through laws, several laws. You might have seen CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act, National Population Registry, right? Census, all these things are related. So Citizenship Amendment Act recently made, that is under this Article 11. Parliament can control the citizenship through laws. Now, part 3, fundamental rights. You need to remember every article in fundamental rights, almost everything. At least Article 13 deals with laws that go against the fundamental rights. Article 14 says equality before law, equal proportion of the law. Law is equal for everyone, and everyone is equal before the law. Article 15 deals about stopping discrimination based on religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Article 16, equal opportunity in the government get guarantees. Article 17 bans untouchability. Article 18 ends title of honor. Suppose say Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, right? Arjun Award. These things, yes, these things will be awarded based on your contribution to the nation. However, these things cannot be displayed. So there are certain guidelines are there. The titles of honor. Article 19, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. This is very important. This Article 19 and Article 20, even in national emergency 352, when 352 national emergency is imposed, these articles cannot be curtailed on the basis of national emergency. That means you have the right to speech. You can speak whatever you want. During 1975, when Indira Gandhi regime was there, that time actually the right to speech and right to detention, Article 20 deals with the detention. So that was they have taken by the center, because they can do whatever they want to the citizens. Those who are against right to speech means basically newspapers making a lot of things about national emergency happening in India. So they gagged. Gag order means they cannot speak basically to newspaper. It is issued to newspapers. So that gag order and all those things, these things came. So this article is very very important. Article 19. Article 19 you can use in answer writing also several times. Article 21, right to life, protects life and personal freedom. Article 21A, this was guaranteed through Constitutional Amendment Act, and it is a right to education. 23 bans slavery and forced labor, right? 24 bans children from working in the dangerous jobs. Article 25 guarantees freedom of religion. Article 29 protects the interest of minority groups. Article 30 lets minority groups to run their own schools. Article 32 gives the way to protect fundamental rights in court. How they will be protected? In 5 ways. How many ways? 5 ways. What are they? Prohibition, certiorari, quo warranto, and two more are there. Through these 5 ways, they can those who denied their fundamental rights can approach High Court or Supreme Court for remedying those fundamental rights. Habeas corpus and mundamus. 5 things: habeas corpus, mundamus, certiorari, quo warranto, and prohibition. 5 things. So under these things, they can approach Supreme Court or High Court, even lower court also. Part 4 deals with directive principle of state policies. Directive principle of state policies, they grants political rights, basically, political plus social rights. Basically, it's all social rights. Directive principle, in addition to fundamental rights, state has obligation to make betterment of the lives of the people. That's what directive principle work for. Article 38 deals with the state should work for people welfare. 39A focuses on fairness and legal help. NALSA, National Legal Service Authority, provides free legal services, pro bono services we call. So it deals with them. Article 40 talks about the village councils. Article 44, single law for everyone. Article 45, good care and education for young kids. Article 46, backward groups, those who are there for getting education and jobs. Article 50, court and the government should be separate. That means legislative legislative and executive and judicial department, they are pillars of the democracy. They should work in their own area and then they should not digress each other. When digression happens, when judiciary enters into executive area, that is called judicial outreach. When executive enters into judicial area, that is called judicial impairment. When judiciary's freedom is impaired, then decision will not be taken. Article 50 we discussed. Article 51 wants peace, friendship with other countries. Article 51 international relations basically. Part 4A, it is inserted through Constitutional Amendment Act 42 in 1976. Basically, it talks about citizens, certain duties citizens to follow. Deals with union list. Article 72 gives president power to pardon and suspend sentences in certain cases. There are certain criminals when they are put in jails. So mercy petition will be sent to president. There is a pardon and several other things are there. Under Article 72, he grants them. Article 74 forms Council of Minister to help the President. You are already aware, Council of Minister plus Prime Minister on their aid and advice, President acts. So President should not act independently. He should always act on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers and led by Prime Minister. Article 76 establishes Attorney General of India. 78 outlines Prime Minister duties. Article 85 talks about Parliament sessions and closing. 3 sessions should happen. However, recent days, the Parliament session and then the quality of debate is coming down. The number of bills being discussed also being or being like underwhelmed. And one more thing, house is frequently adjourned because of frequent disruptions in the house by opposition team. Even Article 100 explains about voting in Parliament and the quorum for conducting parliamentary affairs, minimum attendance. Article 108 covers the joint meeting of the both the houses. Article 109 deals with special procedure for money bills. Money bills, Article 110 it comes under. So whenever money bill has been formed, so it won't go to Rajya Sabha. Even if it goes to Rajya Sabha's recommendations may or may not be accepted. Without further discussion, it may directly go to president. And who will finalize what is money bill? President of India finalizes what is money bill. Article 110 deals with money bills. Article 112 talks about budget. Recently we have placed 24-25 budget is there. Article 123 deals about president to make laws. This is called ordinances. When parliament is not in session, ordinances can be given. There are all the instruments are there. We need to effectively utilize these instrument to help the people. But however, what is happening? Politics. Polity is not properly. I don't say polity is not properly working, but polity and politics both are different domains. So polity should overwhelm the politics. Once ruling governments they comes into power, they should work for welfare of the people, and the opposition should constantly search for mistakes in the ruling government. They should blot it out. They should help for local people. Article 139 deals about Supreme Court power to issue certain orders. Article 141 makes Supreme Court rulings binding on the all courts. Article 143 lets the president to ask advice from the Supreme Court. So president can ask advice from the Supreme Court whether it is binding or not. It is not binding. Article 148 deals with the Controller and Auditor General of India, CAG. 149 details the duties and powers of the Controller and Auditor General. Part 6 deals with states. Talk about appointment of governor. 155. 161 governor gives power to governor to pardon and suspend sentences in certain cases. Same way the president. Article 163 forms about Council of Ministers to help governors. List of the Chief Minister duties to the governor, like duties by the governor, or Article 167. Article 189, 169, sorry. Article 169 deals with making or ending state legislative councils. State legislative assemblies are there and legislative councils are there. So like legislative assemblies are like parliament, legislative council are like Rajya Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, Vidhan Parishad, we'll call in Hindi also. So these are in states basically. So you can end through Article 169. 198 explains special procedure in money bills in states. 201 deals with bills sent to President for review. Article 202 talks about the state budgets. This article here, the bills that are sent to President review, that is under huge contention recent days because the role of governor has been discussed from several point of view. So even political parties are contesting that governor should be link between state and center. He is most of the political parties, let's say opposition from the ruling government, center ruling government is one party is there, but most of the opposition parties, those who are ruling in the states, they are complaining that government is acting as a central agent, is not acting as a constitutional agent. So there are many issues being pointed out about the governor. Even they are questioning for reforms in the governor post, even in through constitutional amendment. Let's see how it can be done. Constitutional amendment, basically it has to be, even if want to bring reforms in the governor role and all, the way election should be conducted and all, it should be done through third type, basically not a simple majority or special majority. Special majority plus ratification of half of the state legislatures, right? Special majority means 50% of the total house strength, and then two-thirds of the members present, they should accept. And after that, it has to be ratified by at least half of the states. 29 states are there, so 15 plus and above, 15 or above can be acceptable. By the time bill becomes law, and then governors, position, all those things can be ratified. Article 224 discusses appointment of additional judges. 224A talks about retired judges helping high courts. 226 talks about giving power to high court to issue certain orders, like Supreme Court. High court will also have certain this thing. Article Part 8 deals with union territories. Governors governing the union territories. Article 239. So Panchayat, Article 239, union territories. Delhi is also Delhi. Article 239A, several things has been discussed. So Part 9 deals with Panchayat. It comes under 11th schedule in Indian Constitution. There is schedule is also there. It came through 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, Panchayats and Municipalities 74th. So Article 243B talks about setting up of a Panchayat according to the Constitution. And then Article 243G talks about the powers and duties of the Panchayat. Part 11 deals with the center-state relations, gives Parliament power to make laws on the state leads in case of the national importance. 257, how union controls the state in certain situations. 262, resolve the dispute between interstate river waters. What are all like major disputes we are facing in interstate waters, right? All the rivers, at least we are involved in disputes. Down from the south, Kaveri River, it originates in Karnataka near Coorg region, and it flows through Tamil Nadu and then into Bay of Bengal. So there is a huge fight between both Tamil Nadu and Karnataka state regions, and this always even pointed out in Supreme Court also. Separate tribunal has been put it up to amicably resolve the disputes between these two states. And when it comes to Godavari River is also, it originates in Maharashtra, Mahabaleshwar region, and then it flows through Maharashtra, Telangana, and then Andhra Pradesh. So there is always dispute between these three states on, like how to share water, how much water should be shared, and all. And another thing is Tungabhadra Dam in Karnataka, so that is also is there, and we are anyhow facing a huge issue with China with related to Brahmaputra River. Even Ganga River is also, we are facing issue. Even recently, Sheikh Hasina, president of Prime Minister of Bangladesh, visited India, and then there was a discussion on Tista River Water Agreement. Even West Bengal opposing, we shouldn't give water to that, water to West Bengal, water to Bangladesh. So such issues are happening whenever water rivers are there. So on the course of river, many dams will be constructed, and then water flow will be stopped. Even we are facing, Indus Water Treaty we have between Pakistan and India. So there also we are facing many issues. When it comes about water sharing, it is a big task. So Article 262 helps resolving dispute between interstate waters. Part 12 deals with finance, property, contracts, and suits. So managing funds of India and state, consolidated fund of India. Such a funds will be there, so those funds will be managed. Article 267 deals with special fund. 275 talks about grants from union to some states. 15th Finance Commission gives 41% of the whatever revenue central government has got to the state. But however, in reality, it is less than that. Article 280 deals with setting up of a finance commission. Now 16th Finance Commission, some talks are going. Article 300A protects the property right. Now property right is a constitutional right or legal right? Property right is a legal right. Earlier it was constitutional right. Later through Constitutional Amendment Act, it was made a legal right. Part 14 deals with services under union and states. All India services it creates. Under this All India service, they have created National Judicial Appointment Commission (NJAC). But in 2015, it was through 99th Constitutional Amendment Act, if I am not wrong. So through 99th Constitutional Amendment Act, our Parliament has created National Judicial Appointment Commission. That means executive will decide how Supreme Court and High Court judges will be elected through this National Joint Appointment Commission. Later in 2015, it went to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court told this is unconstitutional, null and void, and then they just struck it down. So this National Judicial Appointment Commission, it gone down. We have other All India services, Indian Administrative Services, Indian Police Services, Indian Foreign Services, and many more. So Article 315 deals with the setting up of Public Service Commission for Union and the states. Part 15 deals with Election Commission of India. Recently, 17 elections have happened all over India, and Election Commission looks after all these things. So Election Commission of India is a constitutional body. Article 16 deals with special provisions relating to certain classes. 335 deals with rights of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in jobs. 338 deals with establishment of National Commission for Scheduled Caste. 338A National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. 340 setting up of commission to look into backward class condition. So 338, 338A, and 340. Remember these things. Very very important. It can improve. Even recently, Supreme Court gave a judgment that SC scheduled caste category can be further categorized to help them and then to better to bring them out of the poverty and downtrodden condition. Part 17 deals with official languages. 343 chooses the official language of the union. What is the official language of the union? Hindi. Right? There was even our home minister told one nation, one language. So later all states started criticizing because India is a diverse country. There are many more languages are there, but later they clarified that India is diversity is needed, but to maintain official communication, Hindi is much needed. Article 18 deals with Part 18 deals with emergency provisions. Remember these things, very very important. Article 352 national emergency. How many times you have imposed an emergency? That you need to search it out. 1975 one time Indira Gandhi declared national emergency under Article 352. Article 356 President rule whenever a state constitutional machinery fails and then governor recommends that state constitutional machinery has failed and they no longer able to carry out the administration in the state, then the president rule will be imposed. On the aid and advice of the president, governor acts as a sole discretionary person in the state. Article 360 deals about the financial emergency. Part 19, it is miscellaneous, talks about following union directions, president rule. Whenever president rule comes, president advises governor. Governor can be removed, directly president can act, or otherwise governor tells president tells governor to stay there and then look after the state. What state is there, you just look after it. So president acts on whose advice? On the council of minister led by prime minister, right? They aid and advise president. President gives direction to governor. Governor rules the state. Basically, so it talks about union direction to president rule. Part 20, amendment to the constitution under Article 368. So power to change the constitution and process for doing so. 21 deals about special transitional and temporary provisions. Article 370 set up rules for Jammu and Kashmir. You know already Article 317. Article 370, when it came, Jammu Kashmir bifurcated into two states, two UTs, Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh. Ladakh is a union territory. Jammu Kashmir is a union territory with the state legislature, but state legislature is not yet given. It is under progress. Article 371A, special provision for rules of Nagaland. 371J grants special status to Hyderabad Karnataka region. Article Part 22